This message did not come to you by chance. Nothing in this world happens without Allah's permission. If your eyes fall upon these words today, it is because there is a word here that your heart has been waiting for. It is not a coincidence. It is an answer, a direction, a sign. Perhaps you have prayed silently. Perhaps you have cried alone at night, whispering, "Oh Allah, give me a sign. Reassure my heart." And now you are here, guided by an invisible light, drawn by an energy you cannot explain. There is something sacred in waiting. That suspended moment where we hope, where we sometimes doubt, but where we choose to trust. It is in that silent space that faith takes root. It is not easy to remain patient, to keep hope alive when nothing seems to be moving, but Allah sees, Allah hears, and Allah acts. Even when you don't yet see Him, He knows what dwells in your heart. He knows the name you keep secret in your supplications. He sees that person you silently love, the one you have entrusted to Him again and again, and He never forgets those who place their trust in Him. Today, you will receive an answer, not from me, not from this world, but from Him. For Allah is telling you, your heart is not waiting in vain. The person you thought you had lost will contact you again. They will make the first move, and it will be soon. Stay with me. This message is for you. It is time to understand what Allah is silently preparing, to reunite you with what belongs to you. 1. The divine promise and the signs of Allah. Allah never leaves His servants in ignorance or doubt without reason. Every silence, every distance, every delay hides a wisdom that only He can master. And for those who sincerely seek Him, He always sends signs, a promise shrouded in discretion. In the Quran, Allah says, "And He is with you wherever you are." Surah Al-Hadid 57:4. This means that even when you feel alone, even when the person you love is silent or absent, Allah is present. He sees you in your waiting, and sometimes He sends you a sign, a word that resonates in your heart, a dream, a verse that comes at the right time, or even a video like this one. These signs are not always spectacular. They are often subtle, like a gentle breeze. But they are clear to the one with an open heart. Verily, after hardship comes ease. Surah Al-Inshirah 94:6. This is a promise. And Allah never breaks His promises. A reunion written before you were even born, destiny is already written. What you await today is not a possibility, but a reality already decreed, just waiting for the right moment to manifest itself. No harm befalls the earth, nor any of you, but is recorded in a book before we create it. Surah Al-Hadid 57:22. This means that this person you feel so deeply in your heart, if they were meant for you, then nothing can stop them from returning to you. Not distance, not time, not even past mistakes. Perhaps Allah separated you to protect you. Perhaps He wanted you to each grow up on your own before reuniting at the right time with purified hearts. Examples of reunions in prophetic destiny. Remember the story of Yusuf, Joseph, and his father Jacob, peace be upon them. Years of separation, a father in tears, a son lost in the unknown. But in the end, by the will of Allah, the reunion took place. Verily, my Lord is gentle in what He wills. Surah Yusuf 12:100. Consider also the patience of Ayub, Job, peace be upon him. He lost everything, his children, his health, his wealth, and yet he never stopped believing that Allah would make him better. And Allah not only healed him, but gave him back more than he had lost. What these stories teach us is that loss is never final if Allah has written the return. When Allah inclines hearts, you cannot force a person to come back to you, but Allah can soften hearts. He can inspire thoughts, provoke coincidences, awaken forgotten emotions. And without you saying a word, the person will feel the need to speak to you again. In creation are signs for those who reflect. Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. Perhaps this person sees your name everywhere. Perhaps they dream of you. Perhaps they feel a void without understanding why. This is no accident. It is Allah who is preparing them internally to take the first step towards you. Promises are true. Stay connected to the source. Don't rush. Don't try to understand every detail. Remember that Allah's promise is not subject to human logic. And your Lord says, "Call upon me and I will answer you." Surah Ghafir 40:60. Keep calling. Keep trusting. For your call has been heard, even if you have not yet seen the answer. You don't need to chase after that person. If they are for you, Allah will bring them back to you in a way you never imagined. And it will be clear. Without confusion, without struggle. Because what is guided by Allah comes with peace. 2. The person in question. Who is she? You don't think about this person for nothing. There's a face your heart refuses to forget. A voice that returns in your silence. A look that still pierces your soul even though time has passed. You can try to divert your attention, fill your mind with distractions, tell yourself that it's over. But this person always returns to your heart gently, silently, like a reminder that this bond was not ordinary. This bond that nothing erases. It wasn't just a relationship. It wasn't simply someone you liked. It was someone with whom your soul had recognized something. A rare familiarity. A peace. As if Allah had allowed you to feel for a moment what it means to be truly seen, understood, loved, beyond words. This kind of connection can't be explained. It can be felt. And even if the paths have grown apart, even if this person is no longer part of your daily life, they are still present somewhere within you. Why? Because they didn't just pass through your life. They left a spiritual mark. A mirror effect. This person is also feeling. Do you think of them? They think of you. Do you dream of them? They wake up thinking of you. Do you feel a void? They too are trying to understand this lack. There are connections that even distance cannot break, because they are not based solely on logic or memories, but on something deeper. Allah's plan. If Allah allowed this meeting, if He made it so that your paths crossed for the first time, it was not to leave you in oblivion. It's because something bigger is happening. And sometimes, to come back together stronger, we have to be apart first. What if this person is afraid? Maybe this person still loves you, but they're afraid. Afraid of being rejected. Afraid that you've moved on. Afraid of repeating the mistakes of the past. Or simply afraid of hurting you again. So they remain silent. But their silence isn't disinterest. It's an inner struggle. They talk to themselves. They think about writing to you, then delete it. They imagine talking to you, then hesitate. But you're still there, at the center of their thoughts. And that's where Allah intervenes. Allah is working on their heart too. Allah isn't just working in you, He's working in them too. He's sending them reminders. He awakens buried emotions in her. He shows her signs that lead to you, a photo, a conversation, a memory, a verse, a dream. He softens her heart. He cleanses it. He prepares it. And when that heart is ready, is this person who will take the first step toward you. Not on impulse, but by divine guidance. Their features, their memories, their energy. Try to remember how you felt when this person was around. Maybe you smiled more. Maybe you felt calmer. Maybe you felt understood for once. There was something about her, a deep gaze, a hidden sensitivity, a light in her demeanor. It wasn't perfect, no. There were surely awkward moments, tensions, maybe even a painful separation. But despite everything, you never managed to replace her. Because you can't replace what the soul has recognized. You are both on the path to the same point. Allah doesn't unite two hearts at random. If He allowed you to meet for the first time, if He allowed you to experience this intensity, it wasn't a cruel test. It was a signal, a preparation. Sometimes, Allah separates two souls to bring them together at the right time. And that moment is approaching, because the person you feel, the person you still carry in your supplications, is thinking of you too. Not to pass the time, not to play, but because they feel deep down that you have something to finish, or to start again, this time with Allah at the center. And with 3. Why silence? The test of faith and patience. Silence can be painful. Sometimes it's harder to bear than hurtful words because it provides no answers. It leaves room for doubt, interpretation, and anxiety. You wonder, has he or she forgotten me? Why doesn't he or she say anything? Why hasn't she come back? But what you call absence, Allah calls it preparation. The silence is not empty. It is full of meaning. It is one of the most powerful tools Allah uses to educate hearts, purify intentions, and forge faith. Silence is Allah working in the invisible. When nothing seems to move on the surface, it is deep down that everything is active. It's like a seed underground. For days, weeks, it is invisible. You might think nothing is happening, but in reality, it's taking root, drawing strength from the darkness. And one day, without warning, it pierces the earth and becomes life. Your connection with this person is the same. You may not see anything right now, but Allah works silently. He acts in hearts, in circumstances, in time. He aligns things in ways you can't yet perceive. What you believe to be a delay may be a protection. What you interpret as rejection may be a repositioning. This silence may be the necessary condition for the return to be sincere, lasting, and blessed. Why does Allah delay the things we desire most? Because He loves you. And when Allah loves one of His servants, He doesn't give them things immediately. He gives them at the best time. A time when the heart is ready. When wounds have healed, when the ego has been broken, when faith is strong enough to accept the blessing without idolizing it. Silence is a test of patience, a test of trust. Allah observes, would he/she only call upon me until the person returns? Or would he/she continue even without an immediate response? Because sometimes it's not the person you wait for that matters, but the person you become while waiting. Prophets also experienced waiting. The prophet Jacob, waited for years without seeing his beloved son, Joseph. He didn't know where he was. He received no news. Yet he never stopped believing. And when the reunion came, it was magnificent, full of healing and wisdom. Allah teaches us through these stories that waiting is not a punishment. It is a spiritual formation. It deepens faith. It purifies intentions. It makes you a stronger, more humble believer, more connected to your Creator. The silence of the other, the dialogue of Allah when this person no longer speaks to you, Allah invites you to speak with Him. When they no longer write to you, He invites you to write in your prayer. When you no longer receive messages, He urges you to seek your answers in the Quran. This silence is not there to hurt you. It is there to guide you upward, not forward. Because sometimes Allah takes someone away temporarily, so that you understand that your true refuge is not that person. It is Him. The pain of waiting makes for the most beautiful returns. When the person returns, and they will, you will understand why you had to go through all this. You will understand why Allah delayed this message, this conversation, this reconciliation. You will see that if they had returned too soon, they would not have returned transformed. They would have returned with the same blockages, the same fears, the same mistakes. But because Allah held them back for a while, they will return with a new heart, and you too will no longer be the same. 4. The moment of return. What the person feels. There is a precise moment when something changes in her heart. An inner shift, subtle but profound. She thought she had moved on. She thought she had forgotten. Maybe she even tried to erase you. But Allah, He never erased that connection. Because what He wrote cannot be undone by a passing emotion or a temporary separation. A void that nothing can fill. She moves forward with her life. She works, she smiles, she perhaps posts things on social media. But when night falls, when the sounds of the world fade away, something resurfaces. A lack, a face, a strange sensation. She misses someone, but she doesn't know why it comes back to her so strongly now. And that's when Allah begins His reminder. She opens her phone and comes across a memory. She hears your name somewhere. She dreams of you, a vivid, real dream that stays in her mind all day. She hears a verse, a song, a phrase, and everything speaks to her of you. And we will show them our signs in the universe and within themselves, until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. Surah Fussilat 41:53. Allah sends her signs, not to disturb her, but to awaken her, to revive what she had tried to bury. She begins to remember, differently. The memories return, but with a new perspective. She revisits the moments spent with you. But this time, she doesn't just see what hurt. She also sees what she didn't understand in time, what she should have said, what she let slip. She begins to understand the value of your presence. And in this prolonged silence, she realizes that what you had wasn't ordinary. She begins to feel that this bond wasn't just an emotional attachment. There was something spiritual, a peace, a rare sincerity. Allah begins to nudge her inner self. You didn't do anything. You didn't write. You didn't speak of her again. But inside her, something stirs. A need to talk to you again. To know if you're okay. To know if you too still feel something. She thinks about writing to you, then hesitates. She deletes the message. She waits. She puts it off. But the more she resists, the stronger the feeling becomes, until it becomes clear. I have to contact him, her again. I have to talk. And it's not her ego speaking. It's her heart, softened by Allah. Allah placed this idea, this need, within her. He gave birth to the courage to take the first step. She struggles between fear and certainty. At the moment of return, there is a struggle within her. The fear of not being welcomed. the fear of having waited too long, but at the same time a strange certainty. I must find him, her. I feel it's right. It's not logical. It's not strategic. It's a profound intuition, placed there by the one who knows hearts better than anyone. He is the one who reconciles hearts. Free interpretation of Surah Al-Anfal 8:63. It's not a simple return. It's a submission to guidance. She ends up understanding that this return is not just a desire, but a response to something greater than herself. And that's when the return becomes real, not a passing hello, not a nostalgic return, but a sincere, humble return, with a pure intention. Let's start again, but this time with Allah at the center. 5. The first step. Allah softens hearts. There is nothing more powerful than the moment when Allah decides that now is the right time. No human being can force that moment. No call, no message, no gesture from you could hasten it. But when Allah triggers it, nothing can stop it. And that is what is happening now. That person, the one you silently love, the one who may have left you, ignored you, or forgotten you, is being spiritually awakened. When the heart becomes soft, courage comes naturally. Allah says in the Quran, "It is He who has united their hearts." Even if you had spent all that is on earth, you could not have united their hearts. But it is Allah who has united them. Surah Al-Anfal 8:63. This means that sincere love, deep reconciliation, the decision to return to someone with humility, do not simply come from a desire or an emotion. They come from a heart transformed by Allah. And that is exactly what Allah is doing. He softens that person's heart. He frees it from pride, blockages, and wounds. He instills in it the desire to reconnect, to explain, to heal. The message you no longer expected. One day, without warning, your phone will light up. A message, a name you recognize immediately. Your heart freezes. You hesitate to open it. And when you do, they are not just words. It is a bridge stretched after a long silence. Maybe he or she will write, "I don't know why, but I've been thinking about you all day. I'm sorry for everything I haven't been able to say. Can we talk?" You will read these words, and you will know this is no coincidence. This message was prompted by Allah. Or maybe it will be a call. Maybe this person won't send a message. Maybe they will pick up their phone after hours of hesitation and press your name. Heart pounding, voice trembling, and you, as you answer, will feel a strange peace. No anger, no tension, just the feeling that something written is coming true. The blessed encounter. And maybe it will be more than a message. Maybe you'll run into each other by chance, or she'll ask to see you, this time face to face. But this encounter will be nothing like the previous ones. This time, there will be no ego, no games, no masks. Just two hearts that understood after being separated that this bond was not to be wasted. And you will see the truth in her eyes. I have been guided to return to you. A return turned toward Allah. It will not be a return based on loss or nostalgia. It will be a return accompanied by awareness. Because in the meantime, this person will have reflected, prayed, understood. She'll know that it's not just you she's reunited with, but a bond that Allah has entrusted to her. One she failed to protect before, but one she wants to rebuild on solid foundations. She'll want to start again, but not without Allah this time. She might say, "I want us to pray together this time. I want our bond to be halal. I don't want to love you anymore without respecting you as Allah commands." And at that moment, you'll know that this isn't just a return. It's a spiritual reconnection, written, directed, and blessed. 6. What to do in the meantime? Spiritual and emotional preparation. You now know that this person will return, guided by Allah at the perfect time. But between now and this return, there is a waiting period. And this time is not empty. This is not a mere pause in your life. It is sacred ground, a moment chosen by Allah for you to build yourself, to heal yourself, and to prepare your soul to receive blessings. 1. Return to the source. Allah. Before running to someone, run to the one who holds all hearts. And put your trust in Allah, for Allah loves those who put their trust in Him. Surah Al-Imran 3:59. Do you want someone to come back to you? Then first return to Allah yourself. Waiting is an opportunity to get closer to Him than ever before. Make dhikr, remembrance of Allah. Speak to Him in your prayers. Tell Him what you feel, your hurts, your hopes. Don't just invoke Him to find your loved one. Invoke Him to find your inner peace, your strength, your light. 2. The power of prayer, salat and dua. Never neglect the power of timely prayer, and even less that of sincere dua. In times of waiting, perform the prayer of consultation, istikhara, not only to ask for the return of that person, but to ask Allah what is best for your soul, your future, your faith. Recite the morning and evening supplications. Learn dua from the Prophet, because it is by cultivating your connection with Allah that you will one day be able to receive a relationship aligned with Him. 3. Don't idolize the person. This is a common mistake, confusing sincere love with emotional obsession. You can love deeply, you can hope, but you must never put this person in the place of Allah in your heart. They are not your savior, they are not your oxygen, they are a potential gift, not your God. And if Allah delays His return, it may be to purify your heart of this emotional dependence. Remember, and among mankind are those who take others besides Allah as equals to Himself, loving them as one loves Allah, but those who believe are stronger in their love for Allah. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:165. Love the person, but don't worship them. Reserve worship for the one who never abandons you. 4. Work on your wounds. Don't waste this time simply waiting. Use it to heal. What insecurities are you carrying around? What fears are still poisoning your heart? What are you unwittingly repeating in your relationships? Have you forgiven? Have you made peace with yourself? Do the inner work. Write, meditate, ask for forgiveness. Forgive. Seek the healthiest and brightest version of yourself, not for the other person, but for Allah and for yourself. 5. Raise your spiritual level. Use this time to nourish yourself with light. Read the Quran every day, even just a few verses. Learn a surah you didn't know before. Watch a lecture that soothes you. Learn the names of Allah and meditate on their meaning. Every day you spend growing spiritually, you move away from emotional dependence and closer to the spiritual maturity necessary for a healthy relationship. 6. Rebuild your life around a solid center. The person you love can't fill every role in your life. They shouldn't be your only source of joy or hope. In the meantime, rebuild your life with solid pillars. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Find a routine that fulfills you. Start a project, even a small one. Take care of your mental and physical health. Be a grounded person, not a floating soul waiting to be saved. For it is this stability, this inner peace, that will make your presence unforgettable in the eyes of others. 7. Remember, waiting is an honor, not a punishment. Allah doesn't make you wait to make you suffer. He makes you wait because what you desire has value. If this person is truly for you, that connection will return. But you're not waiting in a vacuum. You're waiting in His presence. And in that waiting, Allah is elevating you, refining you, preparing you. There is wisdom in every delay, light in every darkness, and a lesson in every silence. It's easy to doubt when you can't see anything. It's easy to believe it's over, that all is lost, that this person will never return. But today, you see more clearly. You're not walking alone. You're not waiting in the void. You're in Allah's hands, and He is in control. He sees your heart. He hears your supplications. He knows the person you carry within you. He knows that connection, that intensity, that emptiness you feel. And He never remains silent in the face of those who turn to Him with sincerity. You don't need to understand every detail. You don't need to chase after this person. You only need one thing: trust in your Creator. The person will return at the perfect time. Yes, this person will contact you again. Yes, she will be the one to make the first move. Not because you insisted, not because you forced her, but because Allah guided her heart. And when it happens, you will understand why you had to wait. You will see that this return is more beautiful than anything you could have planned. For it is not a simple human return. It is an encounter written by Allah in His timing, with His wisdom. Let Allah write your story. There is no script more perfect than the one Allah writes. Even if today you see only absence or uncertainty, very soon you will see the fulfillment of a silent promise. In the meantime, keep your heart pure. Stay focused on Allah. And every day, repeat sincerely, O Allah, soften hearts, purify intentions, and reunite those you have destined for each other at the right time in the best version of themselves, under your blessing and your light. Your prayer will not go unanswered, your love will not be forgotten, and your heart will be rewarded. Because Allah is Al-Jabbar, the one who repairs, and He is also Al-Wadud, the one who loves and reunites hearts. Have faith. The best is on the way.